Daban wouldn't surely make another kit that's from the ground up, mostly a different model kit altogether, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't. Hello everyone, this is Modeling with Variety, and today we're taking a look at this, the 8819, or the MG Jagd Doga by Daban. And yes, I did say MG, because this thing is on that tier. It has a full inner frame and a reworked construction that has its origin based on the MG Geara Doga, and from what I saw, the MG Sazabi Verka. With that said, let's take a look. Looking around the box, there's nothing. It's just 8819 on the front and a caution label on one side of the box. Like the Super Gundam, this is contrasted by the amount of stuff when you open the box. You have your mountain of runners, a booklet-style manual, and nice inclusions such as the water slide decals, a gem sticker which I would assume that's for the eyes, and an LED unit that you must build yourself. The plastic feels as it should, for Daban standards. But one interesting aspect is that there aren't many glossy parts in the finish of the plastic with this one. The printing is mostly a satin finish. Similarly with the Super Gundam, there's a mix of PS and ABS plastic with this model kit. The molding looks great. It's sharp in the right places and flash are only seen at one place, and that one place is on the runner tree and not on a part. Which is amazing considering that this is coming from a bootlegger company and not from Bandai themselves. The clear parts look amazingly vigorous and I can't seem to find anything wrong with this model kit. Yeah, that's kinda weird. Maybe when I build it up, I'd see something to criticize. So let's do that, shall we? Right, let me get few things out of the way first. This isn't like the RE1-100 Jagd Doga. The DNA of this kit is more in line with the MG Geara Doga. Not to say that this is almost like the Geara Doga. It is nowhere near close to the Geara Doga in terms of end product and construction after the middle part of the body, which includes the torso, thighs, and the upper arms. Almost everything is revamped, outside those parts, and of course, the Sazabi Verka funnels. See the legs, the forearms, the head, the rifle, the shield, yes, even the shield. It even has an alternate piece that removes the Neo Zeon emblem on the shield. Talking about alternate pieces, yes, it does have alternate pieces for the head and for the sleeves parts. Yes, you can turn this into the sleeves version of the kit, which all of these extra stickers are for, which is crazy to think about. There are a lot of other accessories which I will talk about later. As for the build experience, it's mostly straightforward with not a lot of issues. The only issue I could point out are the MG Zaku styled upper thigh joints assembly. The polycap number 14 is so tight that you really have to force it into the polycap first, then remove it so that it's loose enough to fit into the model properly. It's really a tight fit. Another thing that I wanted to address is the crunchiness of the armor opening gimmicks. They snap into place and snap out of place, which places stress on these parts. Not that mine already had stress marks, but it might break or loosen over time, if done repeatedly. Other than that, I couldn't really find any other criticism since I was going to say that building this up was cumbersome, but that's because it's a big model kit. Working around this thing with a lot of big parts and things crashing into each other because of the original design's limitations and my incompetencies, but not the problem of the kit itself. How about how it looks when compared to the original? I think this is very similar, but it's different enough to warrant taking a look at. Like, of course, right? This thing is a full-on master grade. Yes, But there are little things that are different which are everywhere on this model kit. Mostly isn't noticed unless you take a look at both kits side by side. On the head, chest, shoulders, legs, shoulder binders, backpack, shield. Basically, everything is changed. It just looks like it isn't changed much. But it's more stylized and has little bit more edge to it than the original. Now that we've established that it's totally far from the RE kit, does it even do the things the RE does? Let's move on to the articulation and accessories. The head is a little limited. It couldn't really look up or down, only side to side. The mono eye though can move side to side when you remove the face mask. There's option parts for this to make the sleeves version's head. The torso is very bulky and very limited. What it does have is a separate piece in the middle of the torso to have a little bit of a chest crunch. It has an opening pilot hatch, and it could rotate at the bottom a little. There's also a place where you could put an LED unit which is included with the kit. And these are rubber tubing parts. The shoulders have a bit of articulation where this thruster bit moves a little on a ball joint. And the shoulder armor is separate from the arm itself, but is attached to the arm. The funnel pod shield could spin around the joint. It could go in and out a little, and the funnels are all separate units. There's also a triple missile launcher on the end of it. And each of the funnels can be opened up to their active state. Another interesting bit is that the sleeves version specifically has the Jagd Doga shoulder part on the right side of the mobile suit, and you have the parts for that version. The whole shoulder part. You just have to replace the whole right side and use the connection part for the thruster on the front side of the MS to the Jagd Doga shoulder part, back to the arm. And it could go up that far and rotate at the joint in the torso 360 degrees. It could rotate on the top of the arm 360. There are some rubber tubing parts here that show up when I bend the arm. And the arm can bend a little less than 90 degrees or a little bit more, I can't really tell. And there are option parts for the arm to make it into the sleeves version. There are a lot of hands included with this model kit. An open kind of rifle supporting hand, closed fists, trigger finger hands, and holding hands. And each of these hands, except of course of the open hand, can be replaced with the other hands because each of these have the same base. So you basically get 3 pairs of bases and 3 pairs of fingers. And each can move around the ball joint and could do what a ball joint can do. The open hand though has each finger separate and could bend at each finger at both the knuckle and the joint after it. The thumb is a separate piece as well. The front skirts can move upward that far, the back skirts can move up that far, and the side skirt can move up that far. The front skirts and the back skirts have this little open hatch gimmicks that exposes a little bit of the dark gray frame. And the side skirts can open up to reveal the Jagd Doga's unique weapon, the heat knife and beam saber. It could extend the heat knife blade to its deployed state, which could be held in the hand using the holding hand and can be fitted with the vigorous saber blades. The upper thigh joint is attached to the middle section of the pelvis part through a peg connection, which lets the leg move upwards that much. back that much, and out that much. It could also rotate at the top. The leg has a double joint, but be careful of this piece right here. That's because if you bend it far enough, it would slide off the joint and would be free floating. It's pretty cool how it works though. The lower leg has these open panel gimmicks that show off the thrusters under the armor panels and help somewhat with the articulation of the feet. It also, of course, has alternate pieces for the sleeves version. The feet could move forward that far, back that far, and pivots very well. The backpack has some articulation with the thrusters being on ball joints and extra detail with these opening panels. And it has this clear piece for the clear rod pieces for the funnels that could attach on the backpack. The shield has this connection point that rotates on this peg, and this part connects on the back of the arm, and has a joint that lets it swivel to the side of the arm. The last two accessories are the two rifles included with this model, the beam assault rifle and the beam machine gun, which is used for the sleeves version. There isn't much to these other than I didn't use the clear parts first on the beam assault rifle, and it has a sling mount detail on the back of it. And the beam machine gun is just two pieces sandwiched together mostly and has a removable e-pack. You can't really use the MG Geara Doga's rifle properly with this model. I do not know why. It's supposed to fit there, but I can't. It just fits really awkwardly with my copy. Comment down below if your copy doesn't have the same problem. These aren't really accessories but cool inclusions with the kit. A sheet of water slide decals, the clear rods for the funnels, a pink gem sticker for, I'd assume, the mono eye if you aren't going to use the LED. And yeah, that's about it. To sum it all up, this is a Jagd Doga Master Grade, and a little bit more. It has what you would want for a Yune Gus's Jagd Doga, but it also has parts for the sleeves version of it. You even almost have a whole sticker sheet dedicated to that specific version. Shame that the kit didn't come with Quest's Mega Gatling gun, but I think that this is just nitpicking at this point. Though who knows? Daban might just do another wild thing and make another release in Quest's colors, and including her Mega Gatling gun. Is this thing, in my opinion, worth more than the RE1-100 version? Yes, I very much think it is. Though it is still technically a bootleg, calling it just a bootleg of the RE version is just far from what it actually is. A master grade Jagd Doga. It has every part that could qualify it as a master grade, the extra panels, gimmicks, details, and even extra pieces which you would expect from a P Bandai version of this model kit is all here, which is amazing to think about. The typical problems of bad tolerances in fittings are still here, and of course, the problem of supporting a bootlegging company. But the pros outweigh the cons in my opinion, and the pros are heavily weighed on the customer, with a product that does its job and a little bit more. So yeah, that's about it. Please leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook if you're so inclined. And it's pretty barren for now, but I'll post there more often about my works and things such as up and coming videos. And yeah, thanks for watching.